Hello everybody, welcome in. Welcome to Thursday News. I was actually just watching Hassan. I love his soundboard. I kind of want a soundboard, to be honest. I would just be pressing on it obnoxiously. But today we're going to get into the news. We're going to be talking about sustainable fashion. There's a lot of interesting lawsuits that I want to get into. Like a Shein slash Texas lawsuit that's happening. I have always been into logical reasoning within the fashion industry. I focus specifically on ethics in sustainability, like ethical fashion versus sustainable fashion. Like my blog itself is called Ethical Fashion, so that's interesting. We'll look into that. And then Remake, which is a organization that I got into fashion community organizing, just closed down, so we're gonna get into that. Sad news. And there's a lot more to talk about. And then I do talk about environmentalism and social justice, so I'll definitely cover that. I have to remove my headphones because I can't hear from these freaking headphones. But yeah, we're gonna get started. If you're unfamiliar with the space, I work out of this Canva deck. It's in my description if you're on YouTube. I have a tendency of going on a million tangents, so if you want to look at all the news bits and you don't want to stay the entire time, you can definitely scroll through and look at everything and not stay the entire time. I know a lot of people just jump in and only stay for 3 minutes, so if you just want to jump in and see what's happening this week, you can definitely get that link for free. I always do it. But here's my schedule, if you guys don't know my schedule. I do gaming on Mondays from 7 to 9:30, and then I do news typically on Tuesdays. This week it's a bit of a different schedule because of my birthday, and then Thursdays I do more of a random design or fun stream in the evenings. So if you want to jump in, you can jump in if you like. Also let me know if the audio is okay because I'm trying something a bit more chill today. Oh, also, if you want me to talk about something, fill out this form because I have a tendency of forgetting what people put in the chat. So feel free to fill out this form. All the links are on my YouTube. I love YouTube. So if you want me to keep in touch and communicate, definitely go to my YouTube. And I'm always live there. And if I'm not live there, I'm on Twitch. Okay, so personal updates before I get into news. I do have a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been a busy week, to be totally honest with you. It's my birthday tomorrow, and I'm not a fan of my birthday, to be honest. I like the process for other people. I love giving gifts, but for me, I just don't enjoy it. But I've tried to do content this week to force myself to actually have something to look back on because I've always been someone that doesn't like being on camera or getting my photo taken, so I was I just need something to remember in the future. But I actually wrote all my updates in a note section of my phone. This is so type A of me to be writing down my personal updates, but oh, okay, so look forward to roller skating live streams. Here, let me expand my camera a bit so you can actually see me. So I actually bought roller skates, and that's gonna be a Sunday stream coming up soon. They cost $50, which is kind of crazy. But I've wanted to do it for such a long time, and my parents were always so strict that they never let me to take risks. That now that I have my own money, I'm well, I kind of low-key want to take my own risks, you know? So I'm going to be learning how to how to use roller skates in the park. I'm probably going to test those first by myself, and then I'll stream it on a Sunday or on a weekend. I have to decide when, maybe in 2 weeks. But they're coming in supposedly tomorrow. But I think they're going to come in late. And then I also bought an electrocuting sort of thing where you put I don't know what it's called officially. It's a massager, they call it, but it's patches that shock you. So I'm going to be testing that and probably buying a handheld sewing machine. So that's going to be a different live stream idea that's coming up soon. That is supposed to come in this Sunday. So I'm going to test run that as well, see how it goes, and then buy the handheld sewing machine. And my goal is to get a pajama pants done by doing that. It's kind of weird, but it's fun. Um, okay. But yeah, that's kind of all the updates. I am going to be live tomorrow at 10:30 if you want to join me. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing interesting besides that. I did kind of crash out yesterday if you watched that, but that was a secret stream. But we're gonna move on from that. It's just a moment yesterday. But yeah, there's nothing much else to talk about in my personal life. It's just been me working a lot. I work 9 to 5, and yeah, it's just a working time. What can I say? But we're gonna get started with the news. So getting into the lawsuit with Shein, I am super interested in exploring this just because I hate Shein with such a passion. If you're not familiar with Shein, they make trendy clothing that we kind of always just end up throwing away in the landfill. So this is a article done by the Fashion Law. If you're not familiar with them, you should definitely give them a look, a follow. Their website is thefashionlaw.com. But basically, they spell it out. So they say that Texas files sweeping product safety data practices lawsuit against Shein. So it says that Shein is facing enforcement action from the state of Texas, which is accusing the ultra fast fashion giant of misleading consumers about both the safety of its products and the handling of their personal data. Shein has had a history of just extracting a lot, not only from the earth, but from their consumers. So this doesn't come at any surprise. Shein has also been in a lot of controversy in France for opening up a store when France specifically has said, hey, I don't want a freaking Shein store. But guess who made the first IRL store in France? Shein. So yeah, it's crazy how like a literal state is sewing Shein. I just kind of want to emphasize that because typically we're like, oh, we can't like battle against fast fashion or we can't do anything against like this whole issue. But like literally, this is a prime example of like what can be achieved. So Texas, literally a state, literally like politicians are going after what seems like an untouchable brand at the moment and going forward and accusing them that they're selling products that have chemicals that are misleading consumers, that it's not good for the community, and literally the state's attorney general, okay, that's how serious it is also claiming that Shein failed to disclose the consumer data that could be accessed through the Chinese government that's connected to the brand. And so now Texas is seeking civil penalties of up to $10,000 per violation under the DTPA, along with other temporary and permanent injunction. Oh, I cannot say that word. Injunctive relief. So that is like the summary of what's going on. First, I do want to say that it takes balls to take action against this brand because from the reputation that Shein has, they're notorious and like not wanting to take accountability. They have a lot of legal loopholes. They try to like scheme their way out of like actually like taking responsibility for what they're up to. So this is huge. I honestly really do believe that change can happen if Texas can like really tackle them as a brand itself. Like they can set an example of what other states can accomplish. More information about the case though that I do want to cover is that this is a new case. Okay, this isn't like old. It's just come out, and they are advancing based on liability theories. So first, the Texan state claims that Shein misrepresented the quality and the safety of products that are sold on its website and on its app. So the complaint also points to independent testing that has found, supposedly, allegedly, Texas is saying they found elevated proportions of lead, PFAs, and other chemicals. So if you're not aware, fast fashion and clothing that's typically like found in the mall have a lot of polyester and a lot of like chemicals in it. So when Texas has gone out of its way to like literally test what's in the clothing, they have found that it has higher rates of toxic chemicals that can affect specifically pregnant women and children. Because your skin is absorbing every single thing that you put on your body. Like your body is a living organism, and so like if you have the clothing on you, like it's absorbing literally everything. Like it's unavoidable because the clothing is on your body. Um, and so also Texas is saying that there allegedly is children's products that are failing to meet U.S. safety standards. So Shein clothing is not meeting safety standards because the drawstrings on the hoodies did not pass the regulations for strangulation, so kids can literally get choked from Shein hoodies, and then the sleepwear as well does not meet flammability requirements. Can you imagine that you buy something for your child from Shein and literally there's a risk it's gonna like cause a fire? Now, a lot of people are not like really thinking about that when they buy like Shein clothing for their kids, but can you imagine that there's a higher risk for your children to like strangle themselves and to like get in a precarious situation because they're not meeting basic requirements? I don't know. I feel like fashion is often overlooked as like this superficial thing, but honestly, I do think that we kind of have to consider like, are the things that we're buying really safe? Like usually what we think about like safe in products is things that we find in the store. Like we think, oh, it's past regulations, it's past requirements, but it's not. Like just because you're buying from major brands doesn't mean it's safe whatsoever. So I think the state in itself trying to like understand Shein and its regulations is really important because they're essentially misleading us to think that whatever we're buying on the website is fine, but it's really not. And then Shein also has like this tendency of wanting to like grab our data so they can further, sell us things. So we really do need to understand brands' privacy policies. They haven't really disclosed that. They're grabbing data and using it for their own benefit. Businesses just want as much information as possible to sell us as much as possible. And I'm not against like the Chinese government like whatsoever. Like I love China. I wish to visit China one day. Sometimes I feel like national lawsuits against like let's say Chinese brands can have a very racist take on it. But for me, like my bias is like I like China. I like Asian countries. So like when I see let's say a Texan state like this situation attack Shein, a Chinese owned brand, I see it more of an example of like what are they focusing on so that if other states focus on this as well, they have an example of like what Texas biases were or like what they failed in their legal analysis or how they skipped certain business processes to like keep improving. So like Texas is notorious at having like very far right individuals, especially politicians. So I'm actually really interested to see like how the General Assembly or the State Attorney General, sorry, approaches this because yeah, there is that like underlying nationalist like racist tensions within legal lawsuits. But yeah, privacy is like a huge risk right now for like Americans. They think China is like spying on us, that they want to like overthrow us. Like it's a whole thing, but I'm like not here to like have a political analysis on like Chinese data scheming on the daily consumer. Maybe it's happening allegedly. I have no clue, but I do think in some way though, like consumers need to know if their privacy is being infringed upon if they're buying from a certain brand. Like I, for example, would personally like to know if they're stealing my address if I buy a shirt from them. Like at least let me know, but they're not telling us whatsoever and they're just grabbing it and just selling it off or using it for their own government. So very interesting to analyze. The thing is about like fashion law, we only get the general details or the general releases of what's going on in these cases. The lawsuits can be very hard to track down. But what we do know is that the lawsuit right now is under the hands of Governor Greg Abbott. There's been decisions made that there is a lot of safety issues with the brand. They're trying to create more regulations so that consumers, when they're buying from there, can at least understand the concerns and like make a more conscious decision. So I mean, I support that. Like when you talk about sustainable fashion, you often talk about conscious consumerism. It's a term of like, oh, if you're more aware of what's going on, you'll make better decisions. Hence, you'll be a better person and a better like you have a better impact in the world. So I kind of respect that in that way, but I don't know. I kind of like always just wish I have more information about lawsuits in general because I don't fully want to support this like Texan lawsuit just because it's attacking Shein. Like I don't know the agenda of the governor. I don't know the agenda of the people creating these lawsuits. So like I never like to make any blind decisions. But what the lawsuit is publicly saying is that Texas is seeking a temporary restraining order on the said brand and temporary injunction that would prohibit Shein from collecting, sharing, or disclosing Texan consumers' data during the pendency of the litigation. Essentially meaning that they want some temporary restrictions while they attack this brand during this lawsuit. So, as a consumer, I should be kind of concerned because they're basically forcing Texans to not have access to your brand under the guise of concern of regulation and like privacy, but there is no proof that's actually happening, so it can be a restriction of like individual rights. And that's basically like a destruction of democracy. Like if you have your rights taken away from you without any due like process, that's not really democracy. I don't know how else to spell it out, but like if you're not proven to be guilty and yet you were prohibited from grabbing something because of it, I don't know. It doesn't kind of sit right with me. Like until I know something is wrong, I should still have access to it, if that makes sense. Like if there's no proof, people should still have the ability to buy what they want to buy. Um, so I do think the Texan government is kind of like acting a bit too fast and maybe a little bit too pretentious, given that there is like no proof in sight of their allegations against this brand, but they are trying to like quote unquote protect their consumers, which I respect. Um, but at the end of the day, like you can buy Shein anywhere. You can buy it from the thrift store. You can buy it from other reselling apps. You can buy it anywhere, to be honest. And I feel like you can change your location on your computer. My brother is a computer science person. He can change the location on his computer or his phone. He's ran it through me. I have no idea like how he does it. Um, but if like the tech savvy consumer that really loves Shein wants to buy Shein and then they have this temporary restriction, they can easily bypass it, you know? So at the end of the day though, like I always question things and I'm like, where did this come from? Like how was this inspired by the local like Texan government to attack this major brand? I know that France has attacked Shein because they're very nationalistic, so I wonder if Texas just took a very nationalistic example from France, who is also very much on the far right, to protect their local industries. But from what I know, Texas doesn't have a strong like local fashion industry, while France does. So I don't know what the self-interest of Texas really is. Like, what is their interest in doing this? I have no freaking clue. Um, the only fashion district that I know that would really benefit from a Shein ban in the United States is Los Angeles, because they have a garment district and they have a lot of immigrants that have a lot of sewing experience. They have a lot of background in the fashion industry, but like I haven't heard that there's a strong like fashion district in Texas. So like I don't know what they're trying to protect, unless it's just like their consumers, you know, like safety when they're wearing the clothing. But I don't know, like this has been happening for years, to be honest. Like the industry has been fucked for years. So I don't know like why this just came like right now and so strongly. And I have a feeling it's the nationalistic undertones, like the anti-Chinese like ideology, especially as there's so much turbulence and like war within the world. But I do want to note that the fashion law did include a section here in the article that explains that a spokesperson for Shein explained to them that at Shein, we take our responsibilities to our customers seriously, and we are committed to providing a safe, secure, and reliable shopping experience. We strongly disagree with the allegations to the complaint and will prove our position in court. Like Attorney General Paxton, we are dedicated to protecting the health and personal information of Texans and all of our customers, and remain focused on maintaining our high standards for product safety and data security. That is a freaking PR answer. Such a freaking PR example, to be totally honest with you. I don't know what the heck they just said, but they said something. They really did say something. Okay, oh, they actually give us a bigger picture at the bottom over here so we can understand it a bit better. I know this is kind of like a very like interesting case, and if you're not familiar with the fashion history, it can be a bit overwhelming, and honestly, I don't really understand the details or like even the reason why and how this is happening. This is a general over picture, but I think it's worth just noting what's going on around the world and just having a general sense so that we're aware of like consumerism, because often enough we just buy something and we just kind of let the topic go and we don't think much of it. We just kind of like go to the mall, or we like shop on the website, and then it comes to our house, and that's like literally the beginning, middle, and end process of our shopping experience. But shopping and like consumerism is deeply tied to politics. It's deeply tied to supply chains and like capitalism, which is all like part of like how we define society and how we function in society. So it's connected to so many different things, and there's so many implications all the time. And these lawsuits just kind of like illuminate how there's so much complexity outside of what we typically think it has. You know what I mean? Like it's a good metaphor, I guess, is like the Titanic. You know, like when it hit the freaking iceberg, you thought, oh, it's just like a little small ice thing that hit the boat. No, like if you go in the freaking water, you're gonna realize that shit is much deeper and much more dangerous and much more literally cutthroat than we expected. And if you collide with it, if you collide with the issues, you're gonna get hurt, and you may end up drowning in the issues, which we are because we're in late stage capitalism and we're in a recession, and we almost are in World War III. So it's actually really important not to be too intense about it. But what I do respect about the fashion law specifically is they break it down for us. So they ended off the article by explaining that the case essentially marks one of the most aggressive state level actions to date targeting an ultra fast fashion company, which is Shein, and specifically they're focused on product safety and data governance practices. This lawsuit also reflects an emerging enforcement strategy using consumer protection statutes to address not only chemical compliance, but also product standards, but also cross-border data access risks. So that's a very smart way of being like, Shein, what the fuck are you doing, and how do you keep our consumers safe? And like, why are you stealing our data? You should probably not be doing that. But yeah, I also think that if Shein loses to this case, they're gonna lose hella money. Hella money. I've heard states can be big. I've heard that there's consumerism in different states. Now, I don't know the typical demographic of Texan consumers, especially female, but I'm assuming that they're very westernized and like are constantly changing their outfits for like different like parties and like I don't know. Like I was watching Wendy Ortiz in Houston recently, and she was like in a cowboy fit, and she was really shopping with her sisters all day, and like the constant like changing of dresses and tops and pants and the boots, like it's just all a thing. And I've been following Wendy's Ortiz since she's been a TikToker, and also her friends group. Like she's friends with Mary Barrera, who owns a boutique, but she does her clothing line with LA workers specifically who are local. So she's actually like an ethical fashion designer. But Wendy has always been more of like a mainstream consumer of sorts. And then she brought in her sister, I forget her name, Johanna, to like join her on the trip. So I was watching Johanna and Jesus, her boyfriend, shop in Texas, and they're like going from store to store. And it's just like the basic repetition of like cowboy westernized attire in every single store. And most of it is not artisanal made, most of it's mass produced, but with the idea that it's somehow artisanal or natural or authentic to Texas, but it's actually made in China. It's made from Thailand. It's made from different countries where the workers are basically exploited so that the brand itself selling in Texas can make a large margin on the products itself. But there's this constant need to like change up your look, especially if there's a culture of like going to like the night parties for Latinos. I forget what they're called. I'm a fake Mexican and I'm also like really tired. But if you watch like Wendy Ortiz, I can pull up a clip right now. I kind of don't feel like watching her. She's kind of dumb. But no, that was mean. That was kind of mean. That was kind of mean. Wendy is a beautiful woman, but she's not the smartest, and she's kind of like just boring to watch for me. But it's interesting her to observe her shopping behaviors, like her shopping habits. There's so much emphasis for women to like look a certain way, to fit in a certain way, to um, shop at certain places. And literally, like her sister Johanna was shopping for like fucking 7 hours. I kept going into the stream. I'm not gonna curse in this live stream. I kept going into her live streams, and she was just going from store to store to store to store. And her boyfriend has the patience of a god because he kept helping her. They kept like putting clothing in the changing. I'll just show it. Like, it was so frustrating, but like they took it so seriously. This art of like shopping for these stupid parties was such a feat for them that I was just so astounded that they took this shit so seriously. Um, but I mean, it's just like consumerism, and it's just like the way of life right now for young consumers who just have to like look a certain way or like fit in a certain way. And if you want the best deal, you're not going to buy from good brands, and you're not going to really care if it's artisanal. So Shein may have a huge market there because they're like people are constantly buying and buying to like prove that they look a certain way, to prove that they can fit like this idea of like parties. I don't know. Like I'll just pull it up right now. It's so fascinating. I mean, I think Wendy's pretty cool as a person in general, but like my god, don't I'm not gonna shop with her ever in my life. That lady is just she is not decisive whatsoever, and it irritates me. I'm looking her up right now, to be honest. It's just I don't want to do it on the other tab. Okay. Oh, it was actually 2 days ago. So the thing is called Houston Rodeo Shopping. And I have an ad. Give me 1 second, guys. How many ads are there? The thing is, I also don't really watch big streamers because they're the ones that literally have the most ads. It's so freaking annoying. Okay, watch this. They literally spent hours shopping. And it's not to hate on them. It's just an indication of, like, consumerism. It's a study of consumerism, okay? Dude, she just said she doesn't have anything and she's always shopping. I don't want to judge, but that was flatly a lie. Just a lie. This girl, her twin, shops for days. That's all her streams are. So you know that they have clothing. It's just like the idea of needing to fit in and like needing to like create content pressures you to buy and buy and buy. And like if you don't have a niche, you're just gonna keep doing what you're familiar with, and that can be IRL streams, shopping. And shopping is fun. Shopping is an experience that you can share with others. It's something that you can just kind of do and not really have to interact with chat. It's an easy check. And you get cool stuff in exchange. Like it's a dream life in a lot of ways for like the typical girl or typical like consumer. But like the impact of it is like horrendous for not only the earth but for people. But this is not an individualist problem, it's a symptom. And that's why I really respect the laws and like policies. But it's just like when there is no regulation, when there is no like morals in society, we just kind of get mindless consumerism. So this is just kind of a symptom to like illuminate why the Texan lawsuit is so important to like pay attention to. I don't hate the twins. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nice to meet you.
Can I take a photo with you?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like picky. That was like, but I'm like a mom.
Oh no, it's okay.
I also have a controversial take that the pants that she's wearing kind of low-key looks like diapers. I know it's so mean. I don't want to be mean, but it's just nothing to do with Wendy. Those pants piss me the hell off. They look like diapers. Why are we wearing this? Honestly, if I was given them to wear, like if I was given those to wear, I would not wear them. That's just me, but I don't understand why there's a fabric on top of our jeans. I don't understand it. But that's okay, that was just a out-of-pocket opinion, I guess, but I don't like it.
Do you want me to take it or you want to do a selfie?
Yeah. I was just coming. Are you like lying?
Yeah, I just started corset top. Guys, I know the corset tops are so cute. Lag?
Is it like around 3,000.
Hey, what are the boots? What boots are you gonna get? Oh, look at this skirt.
Oh, what the heck? Oh, what the heck? Hey,
Oh, wait.
chatter. What the heck?
That's kind of cute.
But with what? Oh, maybe
Whoever that was. This.
Oh, wait, I need to look for jeans because I do have a cute top. But I don't know if the cute top fits me.
Okay.
You got a backpack?
Okay. This was the first 5 minutes. If you watch this content and you enjoy it, I truly respect your patience and I think you're a beautiful soul. And if you like this sort of consumerism and this world, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just the system itself has produced items that hurt the environment, hurt us in general, and perpetuates endless cycles of consumerism. I truly wish with all my heart that they genuinely keep these items and they love them and they feel beautiful in it and they can like have a fun time at the party, right? But like, I know that they don't need this. I know because I watch them. I'm technically a fan. I'm not trying to hate on them. Oh my god, I feel like I'm a hater right now, but I genuinely love these twins. They're beautiful, they're kind, especially Wendy. It's just the way that they shop kind of like blows my mind. It blows my mind.
You got a backpack? Wait, am I lagging? They're
No,
saying
we're
I'm...
around 3,000. That shouldn't be that bad.
Okay, let me just skip forward because
Can
I
you do
just
this
keep
or...
going.
Like these? Are these girls? Are they all girls? Oh look, that's white. I don't know guys, this is my first time here.
Okay, so as she thinks and contemplates about her life choices around cowboy hats, I do want to emphasize that I was watching her in her literal first Twitch stream, and she has blown up so much, and I love how she's become so empowered to do live streaming and capturing her life. It's just, what the hell is these cowboy hats? Why the hell are they behind glass cases? Like, why do we take this so seriously? And the thing is, what I want to emphasize is, we don't know where this is made. We don't know if it's artisanal. We don't know if it's authentic. We don't know if it's made in China. We don't know if this is actually good quality. And that's the point that I'm trying to get to. What are we doing with the production of the clothing? What does it mean? Because just because it's placed behind a glass case does not mean it's better. It just may give an illusion that it's better to upsell us the product when it's actually just made in a cheap factory in China with no good quality behind it and no product safety, which is essentially what the Texan government is trying to tackle. Good products and safety and privacy for the consumers. Essentially Wendy. They're trying to protect Wendy.
I don't know, chat. Can I just not get one from the shelf or what? Choo choo? What are they saying?
Hype train, I think.
Oh, Hype Train, hello.
I'm assuming. Yeah, we added
They have to size you. They're unisex.
Yeah, they do. They have to steam it and everything right there.
Okay.
Oh
She's contemplating about sizing, and then she goes and then tries on clothing.
Look, these are low. Oh, sorry.
Which color does it have?
Okay, they're deciding on pants, even though they already have a million pairs of pants, but they're having fun. And then we skip forward. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. It's been almost 2 hours, and they're just more shopping. Okay, cool.
Eve. Eve.
I'm like,
Do you like it?
oh, I'm like thinking about it.
You want it more lowered, more?
I think we can see more time.
Bruh.
I didn't lower the pants because I don't know if you want to lower it.
Okay, they're having an existential dread about cowboy boots, contemplating life, considering aesthetics, blah blah blah, henceforth. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nice. That's why I'm like not saying anything, but like being very professional because this shit is mind-boggling boring. I'm sorry. I don't like the shopping streams. I don't like it. I'm kind of pissed right now. I'm just gonna keep talking and describing what's going on. They spent 2 hours doing nothing. Okay. I'm actually a very fast shopper. I go in and out. I'm a fast shopper. I'm very impatient. You would think I'm not because I like fashion, but this shit pisses me off. How do you spend 2 hours not choosing anything? Like, come on, people. Do something.
I can bring number show to that
But to the house and they don't know him.
Oh yeah. With all my maletas and everything.
Okay. I mean, you get third wheel. I don't.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Me too.
Okay.
I'm sick.
Alright. They're talking.
Right now.
They're talking.
Nos tomamos una foto con los dos.
Venga. Could you hold this for a little bit?
Yeah.
They're talking.
Be a gentleman.
You gotta be like.
Okay, perfect. Gracias.
Alright, I think we got the point. We got the point. We have the point. You got the point. We understand. Hi, Marissa. Nice to meet you. Or see you again. I already know you. I do know you. But essentially we were talking about Shein. And honestly, if you remember the live stream that we were just watching, how do we know it's actually good quality clothing? Because technically it can be a fast fashion westernized like store or brand that's just selling you the illusion of luxury and artisanal work when it's actually like not even original from Mexico or from any Latin American country with like skilled garment workers behind it. And that is what hurts me because so many people in Mexico need a job. So many people need an opportunity to have a better life, and yet we're going and like producing this stuff that's not even like native to the country that we're trying to like represent. And if it's actually like a good brand and that has like got contracts with Mexicans or like local production hubs across Latin America, like I truly respect that. I think that's amazing, and that's personally where I go to. But just for you guys to know, I typically buy Mexican cultural wear, like huaraches, like the boots, the what's it called, the hats from Mexico itself, and I like to meet the artists itself, like the artisans itself. I want to talk to them. I want to understand their process, but that in itself is a huge privilege that a lot of people don't have, and you actually have to travel and like take time to like do that process, and it's much harder than like going to a store and like having fun with your friends and like playing around with your phone and being like la la, like how do I look pretty today, you know, like it's a more complicated process to like actually care about the origins and the stories of your items and like truly understand the responsibility that you have through the clothing, because you are making an impact by everything that you're consuming and purchasing, because eventually most of the time we want to get rid of it because our closet is finite. It's a defined space, right? And if you keep adding and adding and adding because you keep shopping, eventually it's going to get out of there. So like if the items are going to eventually leave your closet, what's the impact? Are you donating? Are you sending it to the landfill? Like what's your strategy, or like your long-term vision? And that's where the concept of circularity comes in within consumerism. It's like, if you want items to continue to have a life beyond you, you have to think about like your strategy. Like, are you gonna, like, what, you can't just throw it away. Like, how, I don't know how else to say this in a very eloquent, like, nice way. Like, if you just keep shopping and throw it away, your impact is negative. As simple as that. Like, it's just gonna be decaying in the landfill. But if you have a circular mindset, it's like, okay, like, I actually care that this is semi good quality. It's not just trashy shit that I'm buying, so that when I get rid of it, at least maybe I can have like a couple more uses for the next person. But that's kind of nerdy, to be totally honest. That's really nerdy, because what the fuck is thinking about that when they're shopping? All they care about is like perceptions and like, am I gonna fit in the party? Am I gonna be loved by this guy if I wear the right outfits? But, or maybe they just, I don't know why people buy stuff sometimes. I'm like, why are you guys wearing this? Why? But who am I to talk? I just wear hoodies. I just wear black stuff and I look like an e-girl on the computer yelling. Who am I to judge? But I do want to end off this article. To finish off the points, I do think that we have to have like more consideration against fast fashion brands like Shein. And so like the implications are huge for the huge broader like fashion industry in general, like the global fashion industry. Like the text in action against this fast fashion brand Shein basically emphasizes that we need scrutiny. We need to like actually pay attention to business practices within the fashion world, understand like supply chain safety, understand digital platform disclosures. That's what they're saying. I'm repeating it so you understand. And then the intersection of retail and geopolitics. All very fancy words, right? Very fancy words, but it seems like the Texan government cares for whatever reason to do something against brands that are not positively impacting consumers. Which is, I mean, it's kind of a win, but I don't know the reason behind why they're doing this. And that's kind of like what bothers me. But I think more information will come out. This is a recent lawsuit. It just emerged. And yeah, like lawsuits are just notorious and being very private, very immersed in mystery and behind courtrooms. And I'm like, get a camera in there because I'm that nerdy. Get a camera in there so I can learn. Because this is a great example of what other states can do. Imagine if California did the same thing, especially because they have a fashion district. Imagine if New York had this lawsuit example, especially if Texas won it. That would change the local New York garment district, because that's a legacy district. When you want to be a fashion designer, you go to New York. When you dream about accomplishing your dreams as a stylist, you think about New York or Hollywood, right? So this can be really important, especially for activists and advocates within the world of labor and fashion and just like capitalism in general. It can set an example. So I'm kind of looking forward to like seeing this emerge and like grow. But this kind of reminds me of the next piece that I do want to talk about, which is Remake. Remake Our World, if you're not aware, it was a leading organization to fight for garment worker rights. And it was made up of ambassadors in the United States mostly. But they just shut down because of lack of funding. So it was a non-profit, technically. And I'll pull up their website. So if you don't know much about me or don't know my background, I started off in my community organizing background through Remake. I was first exposed to them my senior year of college when I was 21, turning 22, and wondering what I wanted to do after college. And I randomly came upon them through a Google search. I was just looking up sustainable fashion opportunities and sustainable fashion groups, and they came up. They had actually been just emerging. I think it was like 1 or 2 years since their formation. when it first jumped on back in like 2018, 19. And I like signed up to become an ambassador, not really knowing what that meant. And they were really good at like reaching back out to me and saying like, we have this orientation that you can come to. And so I went to the orientation, and it was like just a standard webinar that had been pre-filmed, running down the values of fashion and like their ethos and like what they're trying to accomplish, which was usually like advocacy work, mostly through education efforts. And that was kind of like my first exposure to social change, and it was very much a primer for activism. And I will forever be in debt to Remake Our World, because it essentially allowed me to understand that I could have a positive impact on the world. Because when I was Googling sustainable fashion orgs, I was hoping I could find a group like this, because I was so lonely, so lost when I first started out learning about the issues in the industry. I thought it was horrendous what was happening to garment workers, how they were like working 12 hours a day with very little pay in exchange for what they did, how there was so much extraction of resources to make our stuff. And so like I am really grateful that Remake had that human rights and climate justice focus when I found them, and I've been with them since basically like their early formation. And so I was an ambassador for them. I've done a lot of events for them. I actually grew to become a Midwest community organizer during COVID for them. And that's how I actually kind of learned how to do like more fashion activisty stuff. And they're huge on community collaboration, change making, have had such a strong chokehold or like force in legislation. They've worked with so many great leaders. Like the photo here is the Garment Worker Center. They're based in LA, and they have done so much impactful work for the local garment workers that make the clothing in LA. And then they have done so much community building. So like people that have been interested in sustainability in the fashion industry have been able to meet others through this organization, through clothing swaps, webinars, community meetings, like a lot of creative stuff to like just come together, because this topic can be very isolating and like very overwhelming. And it's just been led by so many beautiful women, so many beautiful people in general. It's been so highly educational. There's been blog posts, guides, resources, YouTube videos, so many different things that I've used to grow as a person. And it was run by so many different people as well. I met people from like San Francisco and California, Texas, like from every single place in the world. Like I was able to meet them through this organization, and it's like W like PR, W like Riz, whatever the frick you want to call it. Like this is my OG group, and it's just, it hurt me so bad when I heard that they closed down 2 weeks ago. They're no longer going to be in function, and I'm really scared about the future about fashion, I'm really concerned about the future of sustainable fashion, because this was the group that you went to as the primer to your journey to continue to do stuff that you already cared about before you joined. You know, like most of the people that joined Remake already cared about sustainable fashion. It's just they were never formalized to be part of a community that actually is doing something in a broad way to tackle the issues. And so it's a loss. It's a huge loss. It's just lack of funding was its destruction. The lack of funding. Now, I didn't see any like strong fundraising themselves. Like they didn't reach out to their own community to find funding. I never saw a social media post, not to judge them. I didn't see crowdfunding. I didn't see like any grassroots like mobilizing. But I think they were more so an advocacy group, limited by their nonprofit role to get grants from other organizations to fund their work. And because they're so niche and focused on human rights and climate justice, it was just difficult to find the right partner that believed in their mission to get the money. And that's why I personally hate nonprofits as a route to social change, because you're often tied down to grants and pleading to other organizations to believe in your cause. And that's why in the future, if I'm ever to like create something, it's always going to be an LLC, a limited liability company, because that will give me the freedom and whoever else that works for me to make money outside of the hands of organizations that often like tie you down to their own agendas and their own missions. But this is not to like dog on like this nonprofit. It's just like the nonprofit complex is kind of a symptom of capitalism, and it ties you down to the same rules and to like the same limitations that you're kind of like trying to tackle. Like if you're anti-capitalist and you need money from a capitalist business, it's just kind of like it's a trickle down sort of symptom. It's like you kind of have to play the game to like escape the game through nonprofits. It's kind of weird. If you've never heard of like the nonprofit complex and like how it replicates capitalism, you should kind of like look into that. I'm not going to break it down because that would take forever. But just as a general idea, like that is the emphasis I'm taking on this analysis right now, because it's why we kind of, I feel like that's why we lost them, because there was no grants to push them forward. That's why I dream of having my own thrift store and not a nonprofit, because thrift stores are super profitable, and like with that money I can like fuel other people to do work. Like I can pay people to host clothing swaps, I can pay people to do like social media posts, I can pay people to like do guides, just like Remake was doing, but through my own business. And thrift stores are super profitable, so I, as a person, as an individual, will be using Remake in the future to replicate them to the best of my ability, but on a state level, like where I decide to like base my thrift store. That's this model is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have like ambassadors. I'm going to have people like funded to do this sort of work. Like I don't see Remake how do I describe it? I don't see Remake as dead in my eyes, cuz I think it'll live on in my own work, which is, that's just me. But yeah, like they've done so many events that I can take examples of. Like none of this for me will be lost. Like they've done so many great workshops, they've done so many community calls, clothing swaps, just so many great amazing things. Oh my god, I'm right there. Jesus Christ, why am I on the website? I did an Instagram live for them. I didn't know I was on the website. This was 2021. Ah! Ew, what the heck? But yeah, they've also done a lot of campaigns as well, and I've learned so much about campaign building through them. I've been exposed to their connections and their information, and it's again, it's a loss for those that are beginning their journey, but like I know for me, like I've learned so much and I'm gonna take it for the rest of my life. So much to learn, and the website is still up, so if you want to learn, like it's still there, which is super freaking cool. They haven't taken it down. And if like you're just starting off with like sustainability, I just pulled it up, but like they have a whole guide on like how you can understand sustainable fashion. Like when I was a college kid, this was literally freaking amazing. This was like an eye-opening experience that I never want to like forget, because I was so lost as a 21, 22-year-old in midst of systemic issues, in midst of the horrendous things that I saw on the internet and in news, and like this was like a safe haven. And like information is so powerful because it allows you to untangle confusion and chaos, and then move yourself into action, move yourself into positive change that can actually help not only us but like others and the planet and like animals as well. Like there's so much that you can benefit from doing this and reading, and you learn so much about morals and values and your internal system by engaging in this sort of work. It's actually overall such a positive way to like approach life. It's just you have to start somewhere, obviously. So this is such a great place if you're still looking to like be informed. And they did so much reports. Like Remake was always so transparent about their business practices. They were always so clear about like where they were getting their money, what they were trying to accomplish, what they were trying to do. And nowadays, you can't really find that in fashion businesses because they hate transparency, they hate accountability, they hate like running down like what they're actually doing. So as consumers, we're often like left in the dark, left wondering like what they're actually doing. Just as like the Texas and Shein lawsuit illuminated, Texas is basically begging Shein to disclose what the hell are you doing and just make sure you're not harming us. And we need more of that because there's a lot of hiding, there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of damage, and that needs to stop. And it really needs to stop. And so, yeah, I know that it's going to be increasingly difficult for social missions though and like social change to happen in midst of the what I call a regime in the United States, because democracy for me is essentially falling apart before our eyes, especially when we see like a possibility of a World War III happening, as we see climate regulations and laws being continuously eliminated. I see a very dark future, but I think what brings the light to that is humans and the belief of positive change, no matter what we're experiencing. Like, I like to be fully transparent with my life and my values because it shows my humanity. Yesterday, I was struggling. I went on a Infinity Nikki gaming stream and I was talking about how hard life was as a neurodivergent Latina who a lot of people haven't believed in, and I was just sharing my life. People deserve to learn about me and my struggles because it reminds us of our humanity and it reminds us that we're real and that things matter. And sometimes when we're online, it's just easy to like generalize or stereotype or like think things are not as deep as we like to believe it or understand it. But like there's so much nuance everywhere. There's always so much light and like darkness everywhere we go. It's just we have to remember that we can always do something at the end of the day in midst of the darkness. Like we can always like push forward and like continue to have more clarity, continue to like to reach the light basically, or to like have hope. I think hope is revolutionary. It's what's kept me going. It's why I'm here. Even in midst of my darkness, like I still believe that we can change so much going forward, and that's what's kept me in these spaces. It's what keeps me streaming. I think that we can really continue the work even when there's losses. Like even though there's the remake loss, I don't think we've really like lost the fight. You know what I mean? Like it's I feel like maybe it's it's like a natural cycle of life. There's always going to be like a start, middle, and like end, and things eventually need to end, and it was just the end for this, but I think there's going to be so much in the future that will start. And that's actually kind of like what I wanted to talk about in this stream. There's so much hope and future, and not only Gen Z, but millennials and boomers, like everyone can be part of the change. But what I'm really excited about is like college students. They are so full of like this optimism and enthusiasm. Like they're in midst of learning. They're in like intellectual forums and like classes, and they're reading books, and they're hopeful and they're not jaded. And I've been seeing a lot of research come up from them. For example, this case study from McMaster University showcases how two students are weaving basically the ideas of fashion, sustainability, and community care and growing a nonprofit. So yeah, Remake has died. They were a nonprofit, but look at these students. They're continuing on and doing their own stuff, you know? That's the future, and I love to see it, and I think they're going to be the next ones to be like those CEOs and like those leaders that we really need. It's just funding, man. Funding is so freaking difficult, and it's just you need to have a good business plan. I don't really think the future of sustainable fashion is nonprofits, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. You're not going to escape capitalism by playing the capitalist rules. You technically still are playing capitalism by having a business like a thrift store, but like at least you have more control about the money, right? You sell the product, you keep the money, that's it. But yeah, this article basically explains how Maria, Alex, and Mariam. I don't know how to say her name. Mariam. That's a cool name though. They were on the campus. My voice is leaving, guys. Give me a second. They were on campus and they made a presentation as best friends, as roommates, as co-founders, and they like just clicked together, and within a week they started a project where they merged their love for fashion, their commitment to helping their community, and a desire to contribute meaningfully and progress their academic journey. So what they came up with was, let's see, it's called the Style Cycle, which is a student-run nonprofit organization that came from a simple conversation. They were just talking about fashion, they were talking about community, they were talking about how to create change through their sustainability research, and they basically came up with the idea of fashion for good. And so essentially, Style Cycle is a volunteer-run initiative. So they have volunteer shifts within their college, where they meet with families from the area to receive the clothing that's either worn, ill-fitting, or insufficient for the season, and and then they provide them with stuff that they need. So children who need warm shoes, providing clothing to parents that have damaged coats, or fixing coats. What? Sorry, I like blood. Sorry, they provide clothing to children that need. They provide clothing to children. They provide shoes to children. They provide solutions for damaged coats for the parents that are struggling, and then they provide clothing to community members that need it. And they made sure that it felt comfortable and dignified. Interesting, right? Who knew that college students could have morals? Raise your hand if you knew that. Who knew young people could care about the earth? Boomers, take notes. Boomers, take notes. What the heck are you doing? Boomers. I'm gonna take another water break because boomers suck. Okay. Boomers suck. Finalized. Oh, that was a joke. Not really. Okay, so they continue on to say that what we do is fashion for good. Our hope is to bring dignity and style to women and children living in shelters. We believe that how you look can transform how you feel, and everyone deserves that kind of confidence. And they're not just handing out the garments, they try to make that clear. Instead, they're trying to style the outfits. They're trying to wash and repair each item. They're trying to be thoughtful. And they're trying to make the person receiving it feel confident and cared for. And they try to create minor fixes in the clothing. They're trying to button it up. They're trying to hem the pants. They're trying to make sure that the garment's life is extended through their care and through their commitment to what's called circular fashion, which is what I was talking about. It's having that circular mindset within the space of fashion so that it keeps being circulated and used for years and years to come. And they explain that what makes a difference in this space is giving someone an outfit, not a random shirt. Interesting, huh? So if you donate an orange top on its own, what can someone do with it, they ask. But if you pair it with a brown skirt, suddenly it becomes something people can reach for. Interesting. That's styling 101, guys. You got a styling 101 class for free. Are you guys happy? Do you feel fashionable? Are you guys ready to hit the runway now? That was not even me, that was them. So you can give the kudos to them. They're the geniuses here. And they curate outfits as well, and then they display it at community centers. So they display it at the Baby Depot. What is that? The Baby Depot. A baby store. It was so cute. 1 in 5 children in Hamilton live in poverty. Damn. I was not expecting that. Oof. Well, they're really tapped into their community then. And I have a feeling that they really got inspiration from this organization because look at their wording. It says dignity and power of choice. and their student ran initiative is talking about dignity and choice. So I think they were heavily influenced by local businesses. So never think that you don't have an impact, because a lot of people can be paying attention, taking notes, you know, even in their own small way. What else are they saying in this article? There's just a lot of words. They should have put more pictures in here. The freak? I'm not that much of a reader. Oh. Okay, both students bring a STEM-based lens to style cycle. Oh my gosh, they're science girlies. I need to have a science brain sometimes, because I only think about business and fashion, and I'm like, bruh, I need a little bit more diversity in that brain of mine. I don't understand science. I'd be looking at people talking about the most smart intellectual thing on science. I'm like, bros and girls, I don't know. I don't. Biology's also like really bad for me. Like I don't know. I don't know how I passed my chemistry classes in high school. I cheated. I've cheated in a lot of classes, to be totally honest. Don't tell that to my teachers. Allegedly, I was a very smart girl. I did not talk, but I passed all my classes, straight A girl. How did I do it? I don't know. Maybe cheating, maybe luck, maybe smarts. I've always had the mindset that it's kind of okay to cheat if you really need the grade to escape systemic poverty or generational cycles of poverty. If you can't beat the game, cheat your way through the game. It's always been a mental game for me. I've always needed to get to where I need to go, and if it's for the betterment of my family and like to get myself out of poverty, I think it's justified. If I'm not killing anyone, I think it's okay. That was out of pocket. Guys, I'm trying not to be too serious because this shit is kind of boring. It's kind of boring. No, actually it's not boring. It's kind of tedious to learn. Yeah, that's the word, tedious. It's tedious because it's important and it feels very academic / intellectual. But this is what matters, and yet it's not normalized to talk about it because all we've normalized is just mindlessness. I don't know, a hot take here. Or maybe I'm just trying to be like a fake philosopher right now. Who knows? Who knows? Whatever. And they're actually getting credit for it. So it's credit for their coursework and summer research precisions. What the heck? They're double dipping. That's actually kind of smart. For their sustain class that introduced them to concepts like circular economy and embodied carbon. I've never had an embodied carbon class. What the heck? They got the cheat code. I had to Google all this stuff. Damn. I'm not mad whatsoever they got a cheat code. I'm talking about cheating through life, and they got the cheat code and I didn't. Huh. They one-upped me. They one-upped me for sure. Damn. Let me see. Oh, they're actually quantifying everything. They're counting everything that they're doing. Interesting. They're estimating the surface area and applying carbon emission methodologies on it. Okay, they're getting into like nerdy territory that I don't fully freaking understand. I don't know what this is. To be honest, data and quantifying is getting into spaces that I don't know. They're in the Research and Aging Agency Center Institute, I mean. Okay, yeah, they're smart. Oof. Oh, let's look at this. Fundraising. Creative fundraising. Remake should have taken some notes. I'm sorry. Remake. You should have done some grassroots fundraising. They should have asked all their freaking ambassadors to chip in. Have they not looked at community organizers? They constantly be asking for our freaking money, being like, you want to save the planet? Then freaking prove it. They should have done that. Damn. Maybe there was some limitations to their nonprofit, like, situation. Like, legally, maybe they weren't allowed to ask for money. But, like, if you're not used to asking for money, then it's kind of like, you're GG's. You're done. You're done. If you don't ask for money, you're kind of done, and that's kind of what happened. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the full details. But look at Twitch. We got individuals begging for freaking subs. They're begging for money every freaking day. They should have taken Remake should have taken notes from Twitch streamers. They should take notes from me. Look at me. I'm begging for your attention. Do I have it? Yes, I do, because I'm begging for it. I'm asking everyone, guys, 7:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Come on Sunday, please, please support me. Marissa, you sent me $33 freaking dollars. You sent me money, girl. I begged. I cried. I labored. Damn, Remake, you could have cried too. No, I'm kidding. But dude, if they had cried, they would have gotten money. They could have gotten $33. If I can do it, you can do it. Dude, I'm so socially anxious coming into these spaces. Like, if you're like a professional, like you got like neurotypical minds and you understand the game of nonprofits, you could have begged for money. Maybe. Can you? Or is that like, does that hurt your ego? I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone. Maybe it was just hard to ask for money, like grassroots organizing money. But, during COVID, that's all I did. I would phone call people and be like, yo, what's good, girly? I love your shirt. Give me money. Obviously, that wasn't the script, but basically there was a script and I had to repeat it and like cozy up to people and be like, so do you care about the planet? Do you actually care? Let me talk to you and have your life story in my hands. And then after the 20-minute phone call, I'll be like, so do you want to donate $15? It worked. The secret to community organizing essentially is to understand people's stories. If you just let people talk and yap, they will feel so seen and so understood and so emotionally just happy that they're willing to like show up for you even when there's not a logical reason, if that makes sense. Like maybe they don't fully understand Remake, for example. It's him calling on behalf of Remake. And I call an ambassador that's been in the movement. I'm like, what was your favorite memory in Remake? And they just yap and yap through their experiences, and then I try to connect that back to the struggles of Remake that they're experiencing right now. And like, I really truly appreciate you telling me about your experiences and how much it meant to you. Would you love to be able to support Remake so that they don't fall apart and like self-destruct, basically? And most of the time they would say yes, because you took that time to listen. You tied it back to like the current like issue and gave them a way to like take changeable action. And if it's a certain amount, you can be like, oh, if you want to make a small donation, you can do as little as $5. If you're feeling generous, you can do like 20. If you have more, you can do like 50. Like, you give people like tiers of options, right? And like usually if you're in community organizing spaces, you typically have money, so like you're not gonna lowball yourself. You're probably gonna highball your offer and be like, oh, you can donate 40, but if you can only do 20, that's fine. A privileged person probably has $20 if they've been involved in the community organizing space. Anyways, I don't know. I would have been so happy to help with the fundraising, but I have no clue what was going on internally. No clue. But there is always things happening. There's always more initiatives to be done, and like for them, for these students, fundraising will be crucial if they do have their own nonprofit. They should consider rethinking the nonprofit route, but it seems like they're selling stuff. But I saw somewhere they were selling bracelets. Let me see. Give me a second. I lost it. Okay, they taught themselves how to crochet from scratch, and they started making handmade festive keychains to sell at local vendor markets, and they eventually raised $300. So I mean, they're technically making a little business. They don't have to go the nonprofit route. So looking ahead, they want to expand their outreach to reach more Hamilton families, deepen their community partners. They're not looking for clothing donations, but they just want to connect with clients and local organizations who can benefit from their outfit styling, their youth fashion workshops, and future hygiene-focused fundraising drives. Super cool. I do think they need to focus on more clothing swaps because they're in a run out of clothing, and they need a way to like raise money. So if they have clothing to resell and then they fund the styling, they can do that, but they can't do it for free. It's gonna fall apart if they keep doing this for free. And if there's no real focus on fundraising, it's gonna leave them giving more than what they're receiving, and that's a bad business model in general and not sustainable for themselves. And if they really care about sustainability, it has to be financially stable for it to be environmentally sustainable and like socially sustainable. Anyways, next we're gonna move on. So we're gonna talk about something fun. Okay, the nerdy stuff is coming kind of to a close, guys. What the heck? Are you guys kind of like smart now? Are you guys smarter because I've been talking and you're listening? You feel enlightened or not? Are you guys good? Are you guys doing good? Are you like, oh my gosh, there's too much information? What the heck? Okay, so we're gonna go to Ireland now. We've gone to the plane, we've transported over, now we're in Ireland. And now we're getting kind of freaky. We're getting a little freaky with the clowns. So Limerick students have actually done something really fun called the Junk Kouture Awards. And look at this. Wait, how do I expand it? I want to click the photo. Okay, that's all you get. That's all we get. Just a photo. But basically, a school have students that are competing to be the Junk Kouture Designer of the Year. So it's basically a competition that's focused on sustainable fashion, but it's based across the world, and so they bring people together, and the competition takes place in Dublin. Isn't that so interesting? It's gatekeeped. The article's gatekeeped. But look, I feel like fashion can be so fun and creative, and if you're making stuff from like upcycled or DIY materials, it can look so different from anything you've ever seen before, especially if you're only used to buying in malls. You know, you can't get this in Temu. You can't get this in Shein. What the heck? What the heck? That's why I want to do more like design streams, because I just want to come up with really unique ideas and really unique things, and no one else is doing that, so it's definitely like a gap, I guess, in the market. So I don't have any competition, basically. Like, I feel really lucky sometimes that I'm focused on these topics because I have no competition. You know how Hassan Piker has no competition in political commentary? Yeah, I don't have any competition in my field. No one is really live streaming sustainable fashion. No one is really talking about environmentalism through a Latina perspective through live streaming. No one is really talking about social justice through my perspective as a frontline Latina who's neurodivergent and cares about sustainability, like, in the industry in general. Like, no one has my interests. Like, I'm just unique in myself and in my own world. But like, I think that's what makes me so interesting, and that's why people are subscribing and watching and supporting, because I have a lot of intersections that they're just not getting anywhere else, and they can get a like 3-in-1 basically. I'm 3-in-1. Okay? you pay $0 and you get 3 things in exchange. You're welcome. You're welcome. Or you can subscribe. Or you can send me $33 like Marissa did. Yeah. You can send me $33. Or $36 because my birthday's tomorrow. The coffee link is somewhere. It's not linked in this YouTube video because I forgot to link it. It's somewhere. Just stalk me and donate the $36. If I have nightmares that you're stalking me, you might as well do it. Okay, you might as well do it. If I'm crying because people are stalking me, give me the freaking money then. What the heck? Wait, I wonder if there's any YouTube videos on this. $36. I expect it by tomorrow. It's a threat, not a promise. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Talking to you. I'm not gonna look at you too long because trying to do something. Okay. Wait, can I actually see some freaking videos? Ew, my face. Okay, scroll past. Scroll. Yeah. Yes. Where is it? The World Designer of the Year. I love an organization that does YouTube videos. Without them, we have no clue what's going on. Oh, 3 years ago. We found it. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. Wait a minute. Wait, I think we've watched these people before. They're actually really good at what they do. Yeah. To enrich and empower the lives of young people through creativity, fashion, and sustainability. Yes! Student webinar. Wait. Okay, this was the designer of the year in 2024. I think we already watched this. Do we want to watch this again? We'll watch it again. Why is it no, there's no music or nothing? This is not me, this is not my fault. Don't blame me. Don't look at me. Are you talking, lady?
On a appris à consommer d'une autre façon. Voilà. Je leur dirais.
Oh god, I did not study my Duolingo enough to understand French. I've been trying to learn French for the past like couple years. And then Duolingo got like freaking canceled because they were doing AI stuff. And then I still have the app, but my French, it's gone. I know how to say Je suis Ellie. I am Ellie. Comment ça va? How are you? What else can I say? Parapluie. I think that's how you say umbrella. No, maybe I just came up with that. Maybe that's that's something else. Coming up with French words right now. Never mind. What the heck?
Tu devrais foncer parce que c'est vraiment une superbe expérience et j'ai appris énormément de choses.
Yeah, what you said, girly. Take my freaking face out of this. Move. I don't want to see my face when I end up. Okay. Isn't that fun, guys? I wanted to see the clown thing, but it's not coming up. But it happened. Allegedly. Okay, let's watch something else. I mean, it's kind of we're losing momentum. Wake it up. Guys, are you paying attention? This is boring. Wait, should we watch interesting fashion shows? Leave it up to me to find an article and not have the link for it. Okay, give me a second. So who's donating $36? Huh? You're just watching and you're not paying me? This is like exploitation. It's slave labor. You're just receiving and you're not giving? What the heck? What do you think I am? You're freaking slave? No. Okay, stop. No, I'm not gonna do that to you. But you should give me you should give me money. I'm gonna stop. I keep stopping myself and I keep going. I'm so impulsive. Okay. Yeah, we're paying attention, Marissa. Everyone pay attention to Marissa. She is the #1 student in the class right now. She's always so nice and smart and gives me money. The last part's really important. I'm kidding. Thank you, Marissa, for paying attention. Are you learning today? Because I'm on my locked in mode. This is what I'm like when I have to like go to work and like try. Well, I'm working here, okay? I'm working. Oh wait, these pieces are good in a weird way. What are you looking at? I don't freaking know, but it's kind of cool. The thing is, sustainable fashion has kind of normalized the abstraction of fashion. You want to break that down a bit? So the statement that I just made, I'm trying to look at the article. I'm fighting with the article to let me look at it. So the thing is, and maybe this is a contentious statement to make, but often enough, I see sustainable fashion designers make the ugliest collections to emphasize that it's sustainable. Like, it doesn't need to look ugly, okay? To be sustainable, it doesn't need to look ugly. You can, like, look cool, do the right thing, and look like you're normal. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need surrealism sometimes. I feel like this is giving sustainable fashion a bad rep, because like it doesn't need to be out of pocket designs. You know what I mean? Like, sustainable fashion is not like an alien topic. It's not alien clothing. It's just normal stuff. And actually, where's my glasses? Sustainable fashion has already existed for years. We just have maybe try to make it more interesting or complex than it is. Like, sustainability is just rewearing what you have. It's not a certain aesthetic. That's what I'm trying to say. It's it's in your closet. What's the most sustainable thing is in your closet. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Not this shit. I'm not trying to be mean today. I'm not. It's just what are they designing? This gives me anxiety because I always try to be so practical. And this is not practical. And this is supposed to be designers that gave a fresh perspective on sustainability at the London Fashion Week this week. What? That certainly is a fresh perspective because I don't know what I'm looking at. Or am I just being like too practical? The thing is with me, I'm like very like in my feelings, right? Like I be crying sometimes. I be going on some tangents. I be in my chaotic mode, and then I have like Virgo placement somewhere. If you talk about astrology or like understand astrology, I'm trying to use that to explain myself. I have Virgo placements, meaning I'm very responsible and like practical, even though I'm very whimsy. Okay, and this shit pisses me off. I like whimsy, but this shit pisses me off. What is this? What are we doing? We don't need some like orange felt underwear. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. Who was this designer? Oh my god. Wait. Who's the name so I can like freaking blast them? Let me see. I can't see the text. I hate when the articles just have no photos. Oh, like here's a photo. This one's kind of cool. We can make this. It's just strips of denim that's been made into a halter. Okay, that's kind of cool, right? This, I don't know what that is. It's kind of cool, but I don't know what that is. Okay. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. It kind of low-key looks AI generated, but if it's not, that's cool. Should I talk about the meaning of these stuff? Like, they have explanations. I really want to know about the orange thong. And why they did this. They just kind of skipped over it. Who did this? Limerick. I couldn't see. Bro, they think I got 20/20 vision. I got astigmatism. Bro, give me a second. Uh-oh. When I start saying bro, I'm starting to get pissed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fashion analysis. Uh-oh. Fashion styling. Uh-oh. Okay. Launch metrics. That's not what I thought would pull up. Okay. Brand. I love when a designer calls themselves launch metrics, but it's a word to describe businesses, so nothing comes up for you. Okay. Okay. I can't find them. I'm not gonna type in launch metrics orange thong. We get the point with what we're looking at here, okay? Yes. Does anyone want to watch these shows, or am I just kind of losing my mind for no reason? Does anyone want to watch this? Tell me. No? Yes? At least one of them? Who's paying attention here? If you are paying attention, you can also donate $36. If you have already donated, do not do it again. Okay, let's at least take a look. Let's look at this one. I love denim upcycling, so this is cool. So she says that her style is inspired by cubic denim. Alright, okay. Okay, I thought we were on a good start. Now they're coming up with theories. What is cubic denim? What is this? Oh wait, I'm trying to read. It's just the words are so small. Sure, we can watch, says Marissa. I feel like I'm forcing you to talk. You're like, sure. Cool, thank you for participating. What do we... Okay, which one should we watch then? This one kind of looks weird. Do we want weird? This one kind of looks... AI generated though, I don't know. I'm indecisive today. Oh, this one's pretty. I actually kind of want to do this one. Phoebe English, what a name. For an English girl An English... What? For English girl, an English name. She was saying that it reflected the seasons from a horticulturist eye. Okay. Visual leafing through the pages of a Royal Horticultural Society's Encyclopedia of Plants and Flowers. Oh my god. This shit's nerdy. I love it. I love nerdy people. What the heck? Okay, let's do this one. Phoebe, where are you? Is this her? Yeah, Sustainable Circular Fashion Studio. You got a YouTube? Please, you got a YouTube? We wanna learn. Ooh, she's laid it out. Okay. Information. Okay. She studied fashion design. That's cool. Wait, I love the flowers. This kind of looks like my blog post. Or my blog in general. Oh guys, that was an update I forgot to tell you guys. I have not uploaded on my blog for like a month. I'm so sorry. I went down in the dumps. I became miserable. I could not sleep. Yesterday I slept. Isn't that good news? Right? I feel good today. I'm back, baby. After like a month. Just in time. Okay, she doesn't have a YouTube channel though. Or maybe it wasn't linked to her website. Because they often do that. They don't link stuff. They should have a YouTube though. What's their runways looking like then? Photos are kind of boring to look at sometimes when it comes to fashion. I want a YouTube video. See, that's why I'm telling you I have no competition. It's kind of annoying. I want someone else to companion me. Someone do a live stream. Okay, what's her name again? Phoebe English. Okay. I'm YouTubing. You can't see it. Just follow her on social media, I guess. While we're here. Phoebe English. I think she has a runway show, at least something on here. Something. Oh, okay, we found something. Alright.
My name is Phoebe English. I'm a fashion designer and we're here today in our studio in Southeast London. I designed the Care Label piece, which is on display in the Fashion and Style Gallery in the National Museum of Scotland. This was a piece that was developed during a time when I was exploring as many different approaches towards sustainability as I could. We were really using the act of making the collections as a way to learn and inform ourselves about different approaches. So we were teaching ourselves about materials whilst making the collections. I think with the Care Label piece, for us it was almost a sort of summary and also maybe a statement of intent. It's obviously a creative piece, it's a narrative piece. It carries the intentions of the collection and it also carries the intentions of us as a business and as me as a designer in terms of our outlook on sustainability going forward. And we did that by making it from items that we would no longer be issuing as a business. The strings and the reels of Care Labels say things like 100% polyester or 100% nylon or dry clean only, and these were all things that we were intending to not be working with and not be issuing going forwards. So we've used those items that we'll no longer be issuing or using as a way to create a new piece. It's also an interesting stage where we're beginning to look at monofiber outcomes. So for example, the two pieces of fabric the labels are trapped between is a silk organza. The sewing thread that is attaching them is an organic sewing thread. So we're beginning at that stage to work towards attaining a product that has better biodegradability potential. So working with natural fibres that have the potential to break down and biodegrade rather than mixing fibres like cotton and polyester together. A lot of the things we were exploring in that collection as a whole is something that we've gone on to hold on to and make part of our business just as part of general practice. So we're now working predominantly with non-virgin, found, foraged, waste, damaged offcuts, surplus materials. We use the action of making our collections as a way to use up some of that fabric waste that other businesses might be creating whilst they're running their practice. So almost sort of trying to tidy up after ourselves and after other people as we go along whilst making creative things. It's about designing with what we have and responding to what we have rather than just buying new stuff to make fashion with. The world is in such a fragile position in terms of our physical limitations of what we can be producing. I think working in this way for me feels like it better aligns with the realities of our planetary boundaries. There's only so much change and difference we can make as one small design studio, and it's only when the whole fashion textile sector as a whole is working towards less damaging practice that we'll get anywhere. So hopefully it will form an educational and conversational piece. So it's really lovely to have those archived and recorded within that special museum space, and hopefully they can become conversation pieces for other people in terms of their own learning and understanding around less damaging fashion practices.
So freaking cool. She's so calm and mellow. What the heck? Okay, you're back with me though. Okay. Calm vibes are over. No, that's so cool. Marissa in the YouTube chat says, I love the diversity in her models. Yeah, it was super cool. Oh my goodness. She's so freaking cool. What the heck? Ah. I just kind of want to keep listening to her. I think she can like lull me to sleep with her voice. Like nothing can touch me while I'm going to sleep. That did not sound right. She can lull me to sleep. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I said. Then I added. Okay, cool. Awesome. What the hell? Wait, she's so talented. Follow. Okay, we're gonna talk about more interesting stuff. I do have interesting thoughts on this. My foot fell asleep. Oh, wait. Pain. I have to fix this. Wait. Pain. My leg is falling asleep. Ow. Send me $36 so you can fix it. Ow, my leg is asleep. My 6 viewers on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I'm human. I'm not an expert. By no means am I an expert here, okay? I'm just a girl. I'm a human, like cares, okay? I would love $36. I'm so funny. No, I'm kidding. My leg is still asleep. Well, I'm just gonna wait for a second. As always, just pretend I'm saying something super freaking smart. I can actually close all these tabs. To closing. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. eBay has invested $300,000. Yes, let me deepen my voice so you can take me seriously. eBay has invested $300,000 in Refibered, which is... Sorry. Kind of choked on that. It's basically to fund circular fashion with AI. Yes, sir. Okay, so eBay invested $300K in Refiber to boost circular fashion with AI. This article was released by Global Data. I usually access the articles through another site because that way I get the articles for free. Sorry, W-scam. But eBay hopes that the investment will basically reach the AI systems in place so that they can basically do more textile sorting and recycling. Okay. They want to use AI to like sort and recycle clothing. The thing is, I don't like AI. This is really disappointing. I started off my reselling journey through eBay. I feel like eBay has been OG. It's been like the boomer in the industry. And then it's just been like continuously disappointing me because you have to pay like, what is it, $15 every month to resell your shit on there. And then, I mean, to resell your stuff on there. And then, it's just so difficult to upload on the site because they ask you for every freaking description of the product. So it takes forever to upload one thing. To make a sale, you're reaching millennials and boomers, basically. Like, what Gen Zer is buying from eBay? Tell me. No, not really. And that's not my target demographic, so my sales on there are 0. I don't sell nothing on eBay, despite all the work, right? So it's like not my platform, but I really wanted it to be my platform because I was raised with it. I'm kind of loyal to what I know. So them turning to an AI system, given the contentious nature of AI, is an interesting like PR move. I get that they're trying to like make their business more efficient. They're trying to strategize. They're trying to like improve their textile recycling. What they say is entities, but I don't know. The culture right now is like very against AI. Would you continue to support eBay knowing that they support AI? Would you? Would you? Even if it's to improve the efficiency of their textile sorting programs. Right? It's kind of like good and bad, you know? Like, this isn't a black and white topic. I think morality and like social issues and like these conversations, it's not a one answer, one line situation. Like, there's complexity to it, and AI could be a beneficial part of a business to improve their processes to continue like providing secondhand stuff, right? But like, do we want to be using AI, artificial intelligence, when that can be something that a human can do? But sometimes the software can do what a human can't do. It kind of depends on the situation, you know? But let's see. I want to summarize what this article means because, oh my god, they love to like write. They love to write. Where's the photos at, huh? Okay. I'm reading so you can become smarter because I'm analyzing and synthesizing and talking at the same time. Let's see. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't really describe it at all. They just said that the Refibered organization was part of eBay's first Circular Fashion Innovator of the Year award. So the investment from eBay Ventures will help us close a significant round of fundraising for the business, allowing us to expand our technology to new recycling programs, strengthen our AI capabilities, and move faster towards our mission of enabling textile to textile recycling. What the heck does that even mean? Does anyone know what that meant? Does anyone know what that meant? That is a test that I did not study for. So I would love more transparency. I want to know exactly what eBay is doing with the 300,000. I think that was a set amount maybe for the war that was given to Refibered. Maybe it was for a set project that Refibered is doing. Maybe that's what they just needed that they were lacking in their budget and their like fundraising themselves. But I also want to know how Refiber defines circular fashion. Everyone defines sustainability, circularity, conservation different, and I want to know how specifically they're using AI. Right now this is very vague. It looks like good news, but we don't know what we're looking at. We can never take face value these situations and these news bits. Like, we can't assume the best or most positive solution because things can quickly go astray because AI is taking jobs. I would rather have no AI than to have AI. We don't need that much efficiency. We need jobs. Do you see college students right now with jobs? No, we don't. They're unemployed. And they're like, "Mommy, I went to college though and I did everything right and I'm still not getting a job." Yeah, okay. We need to give them a job, not AI. I feel bad for them. They need a job. They did everything right. Oh my god, my face keeps popping up. No! It's because I put the title of the article in my description, so it's popping up. W keywords, but I don't need my freaking face in there. Okay. Does anything come up? Anything else? Oh, you know what we should look up? eBay's Circular Fashion Innovator of the Year award thingy. This is really nerdy. We're gonna move on soon. Just give me a second. If you don't know about eBay and don't know about circular fashion, this might be interesting. I lost 2 viewers once I talked about AI. I guess people like AI. Marissa says, it doesn't add up to me. Sort clothes to save the earth using AI that takes so many resources from the earth. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm trying to look them up right now so we can investigate. Does anyone know what eBay's Circular Fashion Awards is? Because I'm not seeing anything on any website or anything. And it was the first of their kind. And yet I haven't heard of it. It was in no, like, major organizations or in no news places or nothing. I'm confused. It seems almost secretive. And for it to turn out to be an AI thing, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Yeah, nothing is showing up. I can also Google it to see if they have any PR releases. But yeah, it just, yeah, it doesn't add up at all. It don't add up. It don't add up. Wait, oh, they're actually receiving applications for the second round right now. This is what I've heard or seen. They're trying to get more brands to apply so that they can get the 300K to accelerate advancements in circular solutions to the industry. Okay. But you have to already be an established business though. You just need money to continue expanding. I wonder what their criteria is, like what their requirements are, what they're asking for, like what they're looking for, you know, like what's Wait, they describe it over here. Oh wait, but it says that it was, oh, the Circular Fashion Fund was first launched in 2022. Wait, I'm so confused. There's awards, there's funds. Oh, okay. And they're investing into a lot of mentoring and upskilling from industry experts. What is this? I need more details. Guys, we're gonna move on because we don't have a lot of details and it's just taking too much investigation, and there doesn't seem to be any videos or anything really breaking it down. So I would love more information, but I guess they're just investing in companies they think have a future in circular fashion, and AI just kind of like worked for them, I guess. And there's like nothing else I could find from my quick search. Very interesting, very mysterious, don't you say? But I do want to move on and talk about, let's see. Oh, let's watch this. So this is fun. This girl is turning rags into riches for children. Very wholesome. Today's a very wholesome vibes, okay? Very wholesome vibes. No! Not the paywall! Someone donate $36. It's my birthday tomorrow, 3636. I'm not turning 36. My birthday's on 36, yeah. Oh, I wanted to read it. Wow. L article. Okay, it says, a fashion graduate is transforming a charity shop's unwanted rags set to landfill into bespoke clothing that are snapped up by savvy customers. So this is Victoria. She upcycles old items for a children's hospice. Oh no, fuck. Oh wait, I'm gonna get gatekeeped. There's gonna be a paywall. So Victoria, she upcycles old items from the children's hospice shop. I can't speak that fast. Into unique skirts, tops, and accessories, including handbags that are crafted from old blow-up beds. Yay! So she's 23 and she's passionate about sustainable fashion, just like me, and says that there is an eye-watering amount of donations the shop is unable to sell, so she had the idea to give them a new life. Yay! What a queen. What a sisty queen. She says that she's shocked at the scale of the stained or broken items which are donated. I can't speak anymore. This article is gonna get paywalled so soon. It's unfair as people are treating it like a bin. Oh no. Wait, I kind of like this. I want this. I'm getting distracted. Okay. These bags are so cute. She made those. Hand bags made from the blow up, what is it? Beds feature. She made that from beds? Wow, she's talented. What the heck? Oh, guys, fun fact. I got newspapers from 2018 today from an abandoned building. Hell yeah. Who's gonna watch my newspaper fashion stream? I have to go back to this because we're gonna get paywalled. So, Victoria has been into fashion and making her own clothes. She got her first sewing machine at age 10. Most of her clothes are either handmade or bought from charity shops. She says that she and her friends often went to Chorley or Manchester to do a little charity shop crawl and find some proper good gems. Ooh, after graduating with a fashion and design degree from Manchester Metropolitan University, she told BBC Radio Lancashire, she approached, oh my god, I can't read. I'm American. I'm American. After graduating with a fashion and design degree from Manchester Metropolitan University, she told BBC Radio Lancashire that she approached a children's hospice with her idea last year. Rather than letting things go to waste, I wanted to help Darien House to give their unsellable clothes a new life and to turn them into something others can enjoy. What the heck? Wow. She's so talented. I want to be her friend. I want to go to London right now. Oh, wait, she's not even from London. Where's she from? Manchester. She's from Manchester. Okay. So Victoria went to the shop's warehouse and left armed with 2 bags of rags and now transformed them into one-off designs with the collection now available to buy in Darian's house's shop. Oh, this is so cool. Dude, this is what I live for. She turned a worn dressing gown into a satin top. That's a queen right there. That's a queen. Okay. Okay. Wow, look at her. Go queen. This is what I live for. Even in my darkest days, I live for this. I live for this. This is what I love in life. I'm in my happy place. What can I say? Look at her. Damn. Yeah, there's just so much coming in. So much constantly everywhere. But she's doing her part, and that's what matters. We can all do this too. If you want to learn how to upcycle, if you want to do the right thing, just start with like used items and DIY them. You can mess up. You can experiment with your sewing machine. It's okay. You just have to start somewhere. Mess up. It's fine. Just do it. Not like the Nike way, but like in the sustainable fashion way. Queen. What a queen. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, how Caroline is making her one-of-a-kind bioplastic designs more accessible. Okay, I'm kind of like iffy on bioplastic because it's bio-sustainable plastic. You know what I mean? You know, these are her pieces. Wait, let me move this. What is that? Am I getting freaking scammed right now? Oh my god, there's been 82 views on this live stream. What the heck? Hi, everybody. Where are you coming from? The algorithm just loves me today. What the heck? Welcome in. We're looking at bioplastics. Marissa setting the example. Pay attention and give me money and comment in the chat. What the heck? Be loyal for once. 83 people and no one else has donated. Damn, no one can beat Marissa. One of a kind. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna stop begging for money. I actually don't want the money, which is so funny. Like, if you donate, I'm actually gonna feel so bad. It's just a joke. Okay, we're talking about bioplastics, actually. Bioplastics. Who knows about it? Does anyone know what bioplastics are? Yes, you. Oh, you're paying attention, right? What's the bio... I actually don't really know what bioplastics are. And I kind of want to watch a YouTube video about this. Because I don't like reading most of the time. And we got a paywall, too. So, let me see. And I got a new follower on Twitch because of this stream. So, yes, silent watcher who followed me. You didn't even talk. Okay, oh, she has a video. Let's watch it. 38 minutes. Should we watch it? There's also a 22-minute one. We kind of have to decide which one we want to do. This one has 23,000 views. This one has 1.9 views. But this one looks more personalized. Wait, this one kind of looks fun. This one looks more professional. Wait, let's do this one. Right? Yeah, let's do this one, guys. Watch it with me.
Hi everybody, I'm Caroline. My brand is Caroline Zimbalist, and here we are in Long Island City at my studio. Welcome in.
Let's go. Long Island. I thought she was like from a different country. Okay, she's American. Okay. American baddie. Oh, let me...
Hello, Caroline again. Your studio is so inspiring.
Thank you, Olga. Here we are in my studio. This is the main room that I work in, as well as display my pieces, so you can kind of consider it almost a showroom.
Perfect.
Oh my god, what is this? It's so freaking cool. Wait, it's so artistic. I like the colors. It's just ethically, like, do I want to support plastic? Okay, let's keep watching though. I do be buying plastic bags from the store, so I'm not perfect.
How long did you have the studio?
So I've been here for about 3 years now.
3 years?
Yes.
Perfect. And what are those vases behind you? Can you tell us a little bit?
Of course. So these pieces here are all my bioplastic vases, or I call them vessels because of their imperfect shape. So they're super lightweight, as you can see, and they're extremely colorful, transparent, very lightweight, almost like a plastic, but kind of looks like a glass.
Yeah.
And ultimately, everything is made in-house, quite literally on my stove. So I'm cooking all of my bioplastic recipes right.
Wait. She's smart. She's a smart one. Marissa says, some people may just be introverted or really private. I think that's cool too. Do you know, guys, if you're really introverted and really smart and really private, please just stay like that. Because I really need a nice chat. If you just watch and don't talk, actually that's kind of perfect. Now that I think about it, if you're really polite, really smart, and really like just a listener, if you don't say anything, that's fine actually. Because the other day I was crashing out about like how I can't manage groups that well. So if you're not being contentious, that's actually kind of perfect. Good point, Marissa. Good point. I don't need loud, contentious people. No, kidding. Everyone is welcome. But that's a good point. Yeah, people are private. I think bioplastic is biodegradable plastic alternative made from plants. Oh, okay, we're learning. Okay, let's play the video then.
On my household stove. So it's a very low energy, cost efficient, natural process.
That's amazing. Can you actually put a water and flowers inside?
So there's a few of them that I actually coat with an eco-epoxy resin, and once they're coated, yes, they allow for water. They're like watertight, weatherproof. However, some of the, let's say this piece right here, it's what's called just raw bioplastic. So I have not coated it or anything. So ultimately, if we had a boiling pot of water and I were to dunk this, it would just melt back into the liquid.
Wow. What a process.
Sorry, let me improve the quality. You have to see this. It's like up to...
Okay, let's get into the process.
Yeah, sounds great. Perfect. So...
Okay, we're going to be cooking now.
Yes.
A little piece with Caroline.
Yes. So here we are we're going to just prep our materials. So we have a beaker, which we will end up pouring our mixture into.
Okay.
And today we are just going to work with the bioplastic.
What are we going to try to make?
Okay, we're going to try to make a small little object, like a little dolphin. This is a little silicone mold, simple. And then this is almost a decorative border type of mold.
Mm-hmm.
So these pieces, you can, once they're fully dried, they'll be these harder bioplastic objects that can be transformed into almost anything.
So technically this could be a ring.
Correct. So the dolphin, you can eventually turn it into a ring. You can punch a hole in it and turn it into something like...
Could also be an earring.
An earring.
What the heck? Why is this so beautiful and like they're so smart and amazing? And this is so aesthetic and I want one.
Keychains.
That was my first introduction actually to Caroline, because I had your earrings.
Yes,
the green one.
Oh my goodness. And I believe I wasn't coating them at that point, so they were very like brittle.
Yes, they're quite fragile, but I love them. I'm keeping them up a little bit from the baby, so.
Yes. Oh wow, love that.
She keeps trying to get
they're like eye candy. You know?
Yes.
You just want to like touch all the kids. Like they see it, it's like, oh my goodness.
I remember I was wearing them to the art show and everyone was asking, what is that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's very, you know, it's when you first see it, it's very resemblant of glass. But then the size, because of the weight, you're able to make large shapes that glass, you wouldn't be able to wear a huge glass earring. So that's what I feel is very special about it. So yeah.
How long does it take to make the earrings like that?
The earrings, I would say, are about, the actual cooking process is quick, but the actual drying and sculpting and manipulation process takes about 12 hours to like fully dry, like sculpt, dry, resculpt, dry. And you really have to be patient with the material. So if it's not quite fully dry yet, it's going to rip. What we're about to make here is about 80% water. So it's an extremely porous material. So
wait, I love water. What if I do this for a stream? I need to know the process. Okay, guys, take notes so I can pay attention.
As you can see, there's nothing super, super large yet that I've created. And that's because there's a challenge. When it gets super large, it's so heavy that it tends to like...
To learn how to manipulate.
Yes. Yes.
Or have a team or something like that, right?
Yeah, I can see like maybe 12 hands and everyone's like a pizza like swirling. so yes, that's a little bit about the actual material, but let's get started.
Yeah.
First, we're going to start with our pot, and we're just going to maybe put it on medium.
Wait a minute. I can actually do this if they're telling me how I can do this. Wait, this is cool.
Medium heat.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
some ingredients here.
My first ingredient here is just water. Tap water. We're going to put it right in the pot. So this pot I've actually been using for the last 6...
Wait, how much water? That is a dirty pot. What the heck? What has she done in there? Whoa. Okay, that was a jump scare.
6 years while working with bioplastic, I have not replaced this pot.
So that's the very first one?
Yes, it's a very nostalgic, sentimental object. It's almost like the motif of the brand, the pot. You know, everything you see here quite came out of the pot. So we're gonna wait until the mixture gets a little bit hot. And now, while working with bioplastic, there's an interesting thing that you will experience, and that is an odor.
Okay.
So ultimately, you know, working with natural ingredients like, let's say, seaweed powder or spirulina, there tends to be a fishy smell. So one thing I've really learned and used to utilize is I use peppermint oil.
Oh, that smells nice.
And it's like a menthol base. And I just do a few little drips, and that will just kind of reduce or eliminate any odors that will start.
Want me to help you?
Sure, Olga, you can stir.
We're learning peppermint oil so that the plastic melting doesn't smell like fish in our house. Okay, okay. Now I'm gonna kind of low-key speed this stuff up because my attention span be GG's. Okay, 1.75K. Get ready, guys. Go. Go.
For that hot. So Olga's gonna stir, and ultimately over here is the secret powder. So
that may be a little bit too fast, but you guys are paying attention, taking notes, right? So you got this.
I work with a ton of different powders. For example, cornstarch. I work with agar powder, beeswax pellets. This is the newest thing I've been working with. It's a pine rosin.
Oh, it's glitching. It's glitching. It's not me. Don't look at me. It's not my fault, guys. You're nerdy here. Help me with this freaking computer stuff. No, that's actually the speed. Guys, you're not actually telling me how to fix this. What are you? What's? Okay, I'm gonna lower the quality of the video so it actually runs better. So we're gonna put it back on 1080. We don't need that high quality. You guys got 20/20 vision. I got astigmatism, so you got this, guys.
Actually extracted from a pine tree, so it's like a thick sap that you can sculpt with. Wow. So ultimately, this is like a cornstarch mixture, and once this gets a little bit more hot, we're gonna start to slowly pour this in.
Did you stir it like how long?
So just like another 20 seconds, and you'll start to see it slightly steam. So how I developed this recipe was I was doing some research online, and I came across what's called the Bioplastic Cookbook. And if you just type it on Google, Bioplastic Cookbook, we can even add the link to the
Bioplastic Cookbook. Wait. Ad break. Bioplastic ad break. I mean, book? What did you say? Bioplastic book? Whoa, there's so many books on this stuff. What? Oh no, now I gotta read? Bioplastic cookbook? Oh my goodness, what in the devil's nerd is this? Whoa, Z's. Uh-oh, this is like live streams for me. Guys, I have discovered the motherboard of future live streams. I'm gonna set my kitchen on fire. This is gonna actually be so much fun. Guys, I love cooking and baking and setting my kitchen on fire. Now we get to do it with plastic. Animal-based bioplastics, gelatin. Agar, plant-based bioplastics. Corn, plant-based bioplastics. Gelatin. Dude, we've unlocked a motherboard of bios. Oh my goodness. We are in a whole different level of what even is this? What do we call this? Whole different level of DIY. So we are making our own materials. That's what we're doing. Okay. I'm losing the plot. Let's go back to the video. Back to it.
The video. It's open to the public, and it has about 12 recipes that you can make on your household stove. Wow. So that night that I discovered the book, I quite literally ran to my grocery store. I picked up all of the ingredients, and I made about 30 different swatches of recipes to see how they will dry. Will they be hard? Will they be soft? And ultimately, I began combining some of the ingredients, and what were perfect. You see a little steam. Yeah. So now we're gonna.
They be cooking.
Take some of our powder, and ultimately, I'm gonna start pouring it in. It's very similar to cooking, right? So until it gets a little thick.
Stir. I stir on the pot.
Here we go. We're getting it thicker, a little bit thicker, and now you can even see. And if you want to stir now, although you can feel, I'm just a stir person today. Yes, you can feel it's thickening up because of the starch. Cornstarch, tapioca powder. These are all ingredients that will thicken a mixture. So right now we want it to be thick. That way we can sculpt. So okay, amazing. It's almost ready. Okay. And yeah, don't worry about the clumps.
Hey, if I do this in a pot where we eat out of, I'm gonna go to the hospital. So I need the pot. Marissa says. Sorry. Marissa says she is so generous for sharing all of this information. Yeah, dude. She's being so transparent. And this is a 40 freaking minute video. Technically 38 minutes, but like she's just sharing everything. I like it. W transparency.
You'll see that clumps will form, but we're good there.
So what was the first piece you made after the book?
The first piece I made was actually something really similar to this. It was a very small little cup.
You still have it?
I do. I don't have it here. I wish I did. I don't. It is in my childhood home. Okay. Okay, it's ready. So now we're gonna turn off the heat.
Does it have to be without the little things, or it's fine?
No, it's perfect. You actually want the little things. That way you just know that it's thick enough.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna take my beakers and here it is. And I am just going to pour. I'll take this from you. Okay, amazing.
Okay. Wait, guys, have you been paying attention? I forgot what the mixtures were. What did she put in there? Cornstarch and peppermint? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna burn my kitchen. This is good. Look, it looks like lard.
That's quite easy.
Yes, quite easy. And now, as you guys know, the material is 100% biodegradable. So what's really amazing about it is there's really no waste. Like no matter what we're doing here, if it drips on the floor, if it cracks when the final piece is done, everything can be returned to the earth. Yeah. So it's quite amazing. So now that we have our mixture here, as you guys see, beautiful. We are going to now talk about the pigments. So maybe let's dye it a blue or a purple. Yeah. So these that we have here are mica powder, and these are natural, derived from the earth, actually from rocks. So ultimately, a little bit goes a really long way. So I'm just going to open this up the first time.
That's cool, because it's an entirely different process when you can mix up the colors.
Learning.
Experiments with those as well, right?
Right, like you can be very customizable. You could really dye it any color. You can mix pigments. I've experimented with these powders as well as this, which is like a textile dye.
Okay.
And it's super vivid. So like to get, let's say, a color like almost like this deep green over here, you would use like more of a, this is called a Procyon mixed dye. Interesting.
You can also almost like source your own colors sometimes.
Yes.
Guys, who wants to do this with me? I wonder where they got that dye from, like what stores.
Sorry, the process, of course. So actually, interesting fact is I've been advised that makeup products that are all natural, like eyeshadows, you can like pick them out of it and use that as dye. So even like expired makeup, like there's, you know, where does expired makeup go? It's like,
exactly, that's like the question, because you're like, what do they do with those little beautiful things that are not good anymore?
Right, like I know my grandmother has these like vintage eyeshadow palettes from Italy back in like 1950s, and they're so gorgeous, these colors.
Yeah, they're like
bright colors. So I know, I'm almost like wish I could get my hands on that and experiment. I'll also show you another interesting dye that I use, which has...
My mother's makeup is cooked. I'm gonna grab everything and put it in there. Yes. Bro, she has so much makeup she doesn't even use it. I'm gonna get her so mad. I'm actually gonna ask if anyone has any vintage makeup they don't need. Cause I'd be looking at my friend's stuff and I'm like, why do you need like 5 shades of the same eyeshadow? Like, goddamn. Guys, what are you doing? Why are you spending your money like this? But it's true, you can use makeup to pigment the experiment in the pots in the kitchen to make your own bioplastics. What the heck are you doing if you're not doing that? Damn.
To be stored in the fridge. All right, perfect. So I am just going to take out our next special pigments. This is by a company called Xberry, and what's special about these pigments is they're all derived from fruits and vegetables. So rather than the mica powder, we have, this is Fiesta Pink powder. I believe there's a lot of turmeric.
Is that what they use for cooking, like the food as well, right?
Correct, yes. They do a lot of baking with like all of these pigments, and they're super vivid and bold. While I first began making the bioplastic, I kind of ran into a little bit of a problem. I was using acrylic paint to dye a lot of my pieces, or different alcohol inks and different products you can buy at your local art store. And what was happening was working with such a natural material mixed with a synthetic paint was almost counteracting. So it started cracking the pieces.
Oh, wow.
So I really had to go on.
That's science. Yes, I understand that there is a mixture that did not work, hence it did not work. Yes. We're so big brain. Like, do you not feel smarter because of this?
A endeavor and figure out what natural pigments will work well and just be cohesive with the natural mixture. So I came across the powders, these powders, as well as just kind of other natural ingredients. Basically,
anything I can do?
Yeah, actually here, like I'll get another stick for you, and then you can do like the purple one in this cup. And now I'll also mention here a little bit about just kind of like my why and everything. So I would say like one of my favorite parts about working with bioplastics is how customizable it is. Ultimately, my whole life, I've been an artist. Before I was a designer, I've been an artist at heart.
Since 3 years old,
yes,
right?
Painting, drawing, I mean, finding weird things in my kitchen and kind of like using tin foil and making hearts and just always fascinated with unusual materials.
Were your parents also like, did they have the artist background?
They definitely do. My mom is an interior designer, and then my father's dad was a painter. So there is a lot of creative juices in the family. Of course, the recognition and everything is so wonderful, but at heart, I'm doing it because it makes me happy. Like, it truly, to create and to see it come to life is just, that's all I need. And then in addition, it's now being awarded and in stores, and that's just beyond my wildest dreams. So there's, you know, I would say while working with whatever medium you're working with or material, it's important that you don't just work with it because it's sustainable or it's, you know, something that seems cool. You have to have a connection to it. You have to absolutely love it. So you start.
Yes. Are you guys understanding what she's saying on this super fast speed? If you understand this, you're brain rotted to the core, and I truly respect you, and you're literally on TikTok. If you understand this and you're not on TikTok, I have not done damage on your brain. You guys are doing great. You're amazing, actually, to be listening to this fast. Should we skip forward, or do you want to keep watching? Because we're not even halfway through. And it's pretty late, and I have more stuff to talk about. But I do want to reach 100 viewers on my live stream. It's going to be the most, like, while I'm on stream. Because everyone usually watches it afterwards. I need 5 more to 100. What the heck? Share it with yourself. Watch it on a different account. I'm kidding. Wait, I kind of want to watch this. Yeah, I usually watch on 2x. Lol, says Marissa. Girl, we're twins. We're twins. What the heck? Wait, when's your birthday? I've never asked you. What's your birthday? And your social security? No kidding. What's your birthday?
With vases, right? With like art objects.
I started with my vases, my small little objects like this.
Look how beautiful it is.
Yes. Yeah, they kind of vary in size and shape.
And so how long did it take you to perfect your vases, let's say, before you got to the museum stores?
Yes,
because,
great question. I would say
because you can find Caroline's vases in museum stores now for how long now? For like 2 years now, right?
Yes, about 3 years. The Whitney Museum gift shop is probably like your best spot to go see them. They have a beautiful collection. And I would say it took about 2 years to perfect the recipe before I got like my first sale, or I felt confident that it would sell and do well. mica powder, you're taking a very little bit, dependent on what you're doing. So if I just want it to be a touch of blue, almost like transparent, I'm gonna do a touch. If I wanted to go really heavy, I'd probably do like a little bit more plus a darker color. But ultimately, it'll just sort of,
What was this one?
yeah, that one you can just add in there, go for it. And as you can see, it's not quite blue, it's just
a touch.
Just a touch. And it's almost like as I pull this up, you see it's still clear.
Yeah.
So that's how we're gonna get that nice transparent.
And everything inside here is technically still edible.
Technically, yes. Like if I really wanted to right now.
Oh, hell no, we're not. Bro, they literally just told us to put vintage makeup in that thing. In a pot they've been using for years, and they just said it's edible. I don't want to go to the hospital today. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Also, my voice is progressively leaving me, so if I sound weird, you are in for a trip right now. I'm redefining femininity. Okay? Sorry. Okay, let's keep watching.
We could just take a nice sip of it.
No, it's just an interesting fact because
it really is.
You know,
especially
we're making some food here right now.
Exactly. So actually, I'll make this a little more interesting. If I want to go a little bit deeper, let's use one of the vegetable powders, and we have a other blue. So it's going to kind of blend a similar way since it's full natural, and we're just going to add that in. Yes, that is what Olga created here. Okay, so basically, depending on how big the piece is, we do a lot more or a little bit less. But today we're going to do small little objects in molds. And these molds you can find at art stores, Amazon.com. I mean, I use molds a lot. I would say half and half. I will use the molds to create objects such as buttons. So I do these bioplastic buttons that are made in a mold, as well as these combs. Yeah, so kind of like these little novelty items. So this is very simple. We're actually just pouring it right into the mold. That's all we're doing. So this is just straight alcohol with ink. It's ink.
So what's the purpose?
So this...
I don't know where to put my own camera at. Like, do you see me in this corner? The cameraman needs to calm the freak down. The zooming in and out, the moving, the pans, the weird edits. Like, I don't know who the freak is behind this, but they're annoying me. The cameraman needs to stop zooming. Do you see the zooms? It's like, bro, you're giving me whiplash. You don't need to do all that. Okay, anyways. I know you guys were zoning out. I know you guys were. If you're paying attention, there's something wrong with you. No, I'm kidding. I was not paying attention. Okay, I'm gonna focus. The zooms were just annoying. Okay.
This will almost create, you see on this piece how you have like dots? It'll create those dots.
Okay.
So right here, as I go to pour, I'm just gonna pour into the mold, like very, very simple. And see, there's even some blue. And that will just kind of like disintegrate in. And then if I really want it to mix a little bit more, I can, you know, tap, tap, tap. And that will be dried within minutes.
Beautiful. Tell me the story about the beacon museum. How did we get in?
Yeah. So it sounds crazy, but I would say in the beginning of my career, I would cold call or cold email stores, like introducing myself and just showing like a few images of the small little first iterations and saying, you know, I have this bioplastic material. I'd love to, you know, stock in your store. And I received many no's, but I would say I received a few yeses from small stores, and that ultimately leveraged the next opportunity. So I reached out to the Whitney Museum just on the contact us email, and somehow that email made its way through the...
All right. Okay, let's get forward. Okay, we're cooking.
The mold was a little image of his face, and it just said like Gaetano Pesci, the working gallery, and it had the date. And ultimately, I had to get the silicone, get the rubber, mix, no bubbles, mix.
Oh, drama. I'm not interested though. Just go forward. She's just putting it in the thing, and she's just going in on. Okay, next. More.
Don't worry if you get on the table. It's actually interesting. Beautiful.
Wow.
Exactly. Perfect. No, that looks good. Yeah, you can just like, and if you want to just go like this, perfect. Get it all in. And as you can see, it's already slowly starting to actually like dry, which is...
So when is this guy going to be dry?
Probably another like 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
But I'm going to put it in the fridge.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it in the freezer. So that actually speeds up the drying process. Ultimately, I did go to Parsons under a fashion design major. So
what the heck was that I'm so sorry. That was a crazy transition. That was not me. That was the video. Wait, I love these pieces though. You can't just jump scare me into it. We went from a small mold into like this whole fashion show. Y'all, this editing is wild. It's pissing me off, and I'm not even... Okay. Potatoes, tamales. Yes. Let's keep watching.
I minored in fine art. However, I really wasn't too fond of the traditional way of making clothing, the pattern making, the measuring, the technicality. I mean, of course, it's super, super important in constructing garments, but I was like, there must be something, a new way, or something a little bit more unique. So ultimately, I found a way to turn the hard bioplastic into a flexible version. So by a few added ingredients that cause it to be flexible, I was able to turn the hard sculptures into soft sculptures.
Yeah, this is all super soft and flexible, so it's kind of like almost like hugging you, right?
Correct. And it kind of warms up as you wear it. And ultimately, this piece you can add strings and kind of cinch it and make it a little bit more form-fitting. This is a more of like a bodice corset, and all of the colorations was a very similar process to how we made that little dolphin that you saw. Yes.
Okay, so how did what was the moment when you realized that you wanted to do it, to do fashion more?
Yes, I would say there was this rise of people saying, "Oh my God, I wish I could eat this or wear this." And the minute someone said, "I wish I could wear this," I was like,
the eating part of bioplastics is taking me out. I'm kind of getting bored, to be totally honest. It's a simple process. It's just they didn't describe how they made that piece, like the fashion item piece. So that's gonna take some research.
You have an idea of the new collection for February?
Yes. I think it's gonna be around like 20.
20.
But ultimately, I'm really working on my print design. So I'm doing a lot of extremely simple, wearable silhouettes with fun prints that I did by hand, and then there will be bio pieces that adorn the body on top with the same print. Okay. So almost like imagine like this skirt you're wearing, and then a bioplastic like skirt piece that goes on top with this print on it. That's kind of the idea of my next show, is like building upon layering and really showing people you can wear this.
What's the plan for your brand? Where would you see your brand in 10 years?
I love that question. I would say taking over the world. Maybe that's how I'm going to get that exposure, you know?
I think so. Yeah, I think you should try. Well, the pieces are so whimsical, beautiful, fantasy-like. I need to ask you about inspiration, of course.
Yes.
About your world in general, like what inspires you for your art, for your fashion, like what movies you watch.
Okay, I love that. The first thing that comes to mind is Alice in Wonderland. Okay. I would say there's really this fantastical, fantasy, whimsical story that I live in almost. Like, I wake up and as you see, I'm surrounded by like novelty objects, little combs, little spoons, little interesting, quirky objects, and those things are like little creatures to me. I call all these pieces futuristic creatures.
Imagine how fun would be if you designed the entire like a bedroom with your pieces.
Yes, with like a wallpaper, curtains,
Alice in Wonderland bedroom.
Exactly. I think sort of just
that could be a museum room.
Yes, like even I could see at the MoMA PS1 right next door, you know, that innovative practice. Always as a kid, I used to go upstate. My grandmother lives upstate New York, and I would.
All right, we got it. Wasn't that fun? Super cute. What the heck? Bye. See you later. She needs to clean her fridge. That was covered with papers. Okay. Okay, guys, we're almost done. We're almost leaving the stream. There's a... Oh, shoots. There's a lot more to cover. What the heck? Oh, this is fun. Fruit of the Loom Japan ready-to-wear packaged 12-ounce cotton jersey suit. Who's buying? Raise your hand. Who wants a Japanese packaged suit? I don't know what Japan is doing, but I want it. I want to go so bad. Come on, someone invite me. Give me my ticket. My brother wants to go so bad too. He's a huge fan of Japan. He's always telling me lore about it. But that's what the suit looks like. They're pretty cool. It's a fit. There you go. I just kind of find it odd because like when you think about Fruit of the Loom, you think about underwear. And then Japan was like, but let's take that up a notch and make a suit. Like, how did they come up with this idea? You know? I just found it interesting. I wanted to share. What else did I want to share? There's... Oh my god. Okay, let's talk about a bit of ethics. Ethical dilemma here, okay? Let's say... you want to put signs up that says fuck ice. Okay, you fuck ice. Or you want to fuck you want to like say you don't care about ice. And then you go ahead and you put abolish ice on the window of a vintage shop that's locally owned by women that are really just supportive of their community. They've shown solidarity against the social issues in the world, and they support local causes. But these mullet hackers somehow targeted their store to put abolish ice on it. Do you think it's justified to put abolish ice on a local business? Like, this was the footage. Like, listen to the song. Can you hear the song? Oh, they removed the song. You can't hear it. They removed the sound. But I do think they messed up. I think it was a wrong business. They should have targeted a better business. Like, why are you putting abolish ice on a vintage shop that's locally owned? And it's all about, like, women empowerment. Look at, there's women, like, literally right there as art pieces. Like, what did this shop do to you? I think it was, like, performative, like, activism. If they're basically tarnishing local businesses, don't you think? Like, what are they doing after a certain point? They're just being assholes. But this was easily wiped away. They got, like, what is it called? The K90 spray or whatever. And they removed it. But, like, people have the most misplaced ideas of, like, how to practice activism or, like, social change or to spread their messages. But, like, if you're ruining a local business in the name of your activism, like, you kind of missed the fucking point. You missed it. Like, bro, what are you doing? Are you dumb or what? I don't really care about how smart you are, but this is just stupid. You're gonna put abolished ICE over a local business that has actively supported being in solidarity with people? We're on the same side. Like, these people that tarnished the surface should have done their research, and they didn't. And I love this shop, bro. I love this shop. This is a shop in Chicago. They're called Lost Girls Vintage. They're women and immigrant / POC owned. They opened in 2013. They're one of the best thrift stores in Chicago. They have a reputation. So, like, how did you mess up that badly for tarnished? Like, why did you target this store? I think it was ill-intentioned, to be totally honest. And their social media is so cute. What the heck? I bought a spray from them, and this is like my perfume. Fun fact about me, I use linen spray as perfume. You want to see? It's a sandalwood. I smell like sandalwood. Do you see that? It's almost empty. It's called number 32 Sandalwood Rose Room and Linen Spray. And I've been wearing this sort of scent for years. Sandalwood Rose is usually what I go for. That's good, it's good. I spray it on me every freaking day. I smell like wood and roses. I smell like nature, what the heck? And I'm gonna keep buying more. Fun fact, I started wearing this scent I think I already said this, I think I'm repeating myself, but I'm losing my head and I'm getting tired. Probably gonna end it soon. But I've been using this sort of scent since I was like 18. Yes, 18 years old. And I had this specific little spray bottle, and it was from a brand. And then I kept buying the same little bottle on eBay, but then they ran out. And then I had run out of that little bottle that lasted me for like 2 years, like a year ago. And I was like, what am I going to smell like now? And I was going through an existential time because I couldn't smell it like myself, because I thought like I would no longer find the scent anywhere because it wasn't on eBay. And then I go to this vintage shop, right? This one, the one that we're talking about. I enter, and I'm just looking around. I'm just shopping, kind of cursing because it's like $100 for each dress or whatever. And I find a little homeware section, and they have linen sprays, and it smells exactly like the spray that I've used my whole life. So now I know the source of my scent. And I've used this much in about a year. So I love it. I love it. If you ever smell me, I smell like sandalwood rose. Yes. Fun facts. Okay. We're going to move on. I'm going to close off the stream soon. Just what else? What else? What else? There's so much. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, indigenous artists install beaded signs across LA. That says fuck ICE. Because fuck ICE. Right? That's beautiful. Look at this. So nice and beautiful. What else can I say? What else is happening? Oh, these shoes! I want some! I'm gonna kill my ankles. But who wants some Vivienne Westwood ankle boots? I mean, Clomper platform heels. I messed that one up. Okay, Clomper platform boots. I kind of want to wear them. But I'm gonna kill my ankles. Anyways, fun facts. Hannah Montana's coming to Chicago. Have you guys heard Hannah Montana's back? And I'm so excited. And then, guys, I got in trouble, actually. And I have a court-ordered mandated visit somewhere to the thrift store. I'm going to the thrift store soon. Court-mandated thrifting. I'm a bad, bad girl. I can't even say that seriously. I'm a bad girl. Yep, court-ordered thrifting. I'm done. This is over. Save the axolotls, yes, if you want to. Okay. I'm done for this live stream. I've been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Thank you so much if you've joined. Tomorrow is going to be a fun birthday stream. 10:30 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be a short one though. I'm going to be decorating my piñata for my birthday, and then probably will be doing some gaming and chatting and answering questions. And you can also donate $36 to my cause. Probably going to donate it to saving the axolotls because I really care about them. Most likely I'll give the money to that. But it was a fun stream. Thank you everyone who joined. Hopefully you learned. Hopefully you felt like you were part of like a space you can be yourself and like ask questions. If you were just lurking, that's fine. Marissa, you actually made a really interesting point. Like, a lot of people in these spaces are actually really courteous and respectful and want to learn and are just excited other people are taking the time to like learn and analyze this stuff. So I feel like if I do build my audience, I think I'm gonna just bring in a lot of really smart, like amazing, tuned in people that just crave community, especially when like Remake and other organizations are going down, because it wasn't just Remake that like fell, it was other organizations. And I think the ability to like jump in whenever and chat whatever you want, I think is really empowering when a lot of other spaces are gatekept and there's a lot of like requirements to like fit in or like to have a certain role to like participate. So yeah, I think I should work on believing that I can build the community that I want to have. Yeah, like they can be like-minded. They don't have to be my enemies. Yes. I'll think about that. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I didn't reach the 100 viewer thing. I reached 98, but I'll count me as one, so it'll be 99. Wait, I can jump on right now. Wait, let me cheat. W cheating. Wait. Okay, so I'm gonna jump onto my own live stream and give me that view. Wait a minute. I'm not sneaky whatsoever. 99, please. Okay, let me switch to my personal YouTube. Okay. No, is it? Did I lose my camera? This is what I get for cheating. Oh my god, this is what I get for cheating. I lost my camera. Oh my god, no. This is what I get for cheating. Okay, whatever. I didn't reach it and I lost my camera. Damn. I just wanted to reach my goal. Can you hear me still? Whatever. Why? Don't punish me. Whoever's punishing me. My tech. What? Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay, let's cheat. Let's cheat. No, it keeps leaving. Am I back? I just want my 100 viewers. Why is it not working anymore? Damn. Where's my 100 views? 98 is awesome. Cheat. I was on my own first 3 subscribers, lol. What did that mean? 98 is awesome. Cheat. I was on my own first 3 subscribers. Wait, I need to reach 100. What other account should I go on? Fuck. I need to reach it. I'm cheating. I don't care. The universe said no, but I don't give a fuck. I need the 100. It should work now. I've gone on all the accounts. Oh my god, my camera. Stop it. I'm trying to do this. Okay. I don't care what the universe is saying. I'm gonna do this anyways. The heck. Okay, what other... Okay, another account. If you're watching the end and seeing me scam my way into success, then good. Retribution. What the heck? Okay, I think I got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. Bye. See you later. Yeah, ask your brothers for help. I reached 100, don't worry. I'll see you guys later. Bye.